Y'all praise the Lord. I ain't made a XJW shunning video in God knows how long. You know why? Because I don't like making them. You know, I really don't. But I figured I'd make one because somebody out there probably still going through the same thing that I am. You know, those that's still disfellowshipped and they still shunned by their families in the community, and they get depressed, to be honest. You know, let's keep it real. You know, I know it's a lot of XJWs out there, and they look like they doing fine and nothing bothers them, and they they making videos like everything zippity doo dah zippity day, and you know they ain't got a care in the world, you know. But those of us that still being shunned, still being ostracized, they still going through the aftermath, going through PTSD from it, from being shunned by your family members and your friends and your the friends that's that's in that cult. You know, let's keep it real. That stuff still hurts. It still hurts. I don't care if it happened to you 30, 45, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 years. You know, that stuff still, it still has an effect on your life, and it still hurts. It still wounds. It still causes you not to you know, it still causes you not to trust people, you know, and it causes you not to to even be kind of like be angry at God too. To be honest with you, it's like damn, you know, why do God allow this kind of thing to continue to happen? Why doesn't God change these people's hearts, your family members and the people that's in the cult, change their hearts and mind and turn turn things around, turn the organization around, and just stop all this, you know. Yeah, but anywho, yeah. Um I wanted to make this video because being being shunned, like I'm still being shunned by my family. My parents are still alive. Both of them still in the organization. My sister's still in it. Um and from what I know, they still live in Maryland, still live still still in they still in it. My father is still an elder in the Baltimore Central congregation, and my mom um um she she's in a separate congregation, and my sister and her husband, they in it, you know. But yeah, it's like okay, I'm 52, going on 53, and no phone call, no you know, are you okay, Crystal? None of that, none of that, you know. But yet, I'll get, I'll talk to my son, and my son will say that my mom be asking for me. It was like, why don't she just call? She has my number. Why don't she's communicating through my son. Because I guess she know that my son um um gets in touch with me all the time. But that stuff still hurt. Oh my God, it still hurt. And I'm still in the same area, still in the same neighborhood that I got this fellowship in, still in the same area, same childhood neighborhood, all that. So it's like, why nobody give a damn? Don't nobody, they don't, they don't even write a letter. They don't even stop by. Nothing, you know, nothing. Oh boy, I tell you. And I guess y'all say, well, what is there to expect? You know that that's what they do in a court unless you get reinstated. But I'm thinking, even the even when the person get okay, let's play the devil's advocate. Even if I was to get so called reinstated, I bet my life on it. They'll still treat me like the black sheep of the family. They will still treat me like I'm invisible. They would still treat me like could never measure up because they did it while I was growing up in it, while I was born in it. You know, Mm, my parents treated me like I could never do anything right. Both of them did. Like I could never do I could never I could never uh, 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 for his school, for his um the way I dress, way I look. I could never nothing. I was never good enough. And I think a lot of that got to do with how they felt about themselves, how my parents felt about each other in their marriage, and how they felt about themselves. I don't think I was a wanted child, and I don't think that I was conceived out of love because their marriage wasn't um they had an arranged marriage, from what I'm understanding, what my son told me. But anyway, it's like, damn, I'm okay. Get over it, y'all. You know. When will God touch these people's hearts? They getting older now, and I keep hearing my son keep saying, "Oh, grandma done changed. She's nothing like she used to be." I'm thinking, okay, that's good to hear and all that, but I'm getting it from a third party. You know, I'm getting it from somebody else. But anyway, yeah. Um, and then I guess y'all know my testimony about my children too. I got 6 kids, six children, and they all of them growing up. And all of them, it's like they all of them getting out of the nest. All they getting up there. My oldest, when when me and him was talking on the phone, my oldest said I'll be 32 this year. I was like, what? I was like, what? And he said, yeah. He said, I said, you know what? I honestly thought he was still 31. Like 30, turning 30. I actually thought that he was 30, 31. I guess that's from the trauma, of my um, my own family, not just my parents, but my own children I gave birth to, my children that I lost into the foster care. So, oh, that's a whole nother thing right there, cause that's like, to me, it's like the foster care system is just like Jehovah Witness. Ain't no different. Ain't no different. It's a cult. The whole CPS, Child Protective Service, the system, it's kind of like just like what Angela Davis said at Malcolm X's Malcolm X's uh, um anniversary program. I'll put the link to that in the description. She was she was describing it too. And everybody know that how the CPS system destroyed Malcolm X's family. So ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. I guess people say, "Oh, well, you shouldn't have had it, all them kids." Well, that's your fault. Well, you shouldn't have had all those raised by them different fathers. Oh well, you shouldn't have had uh, your first child without without having the money to raise a child. Stuff like that. You know, when truth when truth is the system, from what even my son said, they target black family, and they target, that's something that they were doing in the 90s to all, to everybody. It was just targeting single parents, and targeting families left and right in the night of the a city. It is the same thing with the Joe Witness. It's the same thing. I don't know what it was back in the 80s. The back from, I say, from 85 to 89 to 85, when I was 15, to 89, 1989, when they was talking about um telling the families to sponsor their teenagers, to sponsor that everything was going to be all right, and they was deterring people from going to college. That they wouldn't, back then they didn't allow people to go to college. They didn't allow people to get gainful employment. They were talking about, oh, be a regular pioneer, be a auxiliary pioneer, and they was encouraging young people to sacrifice their goals in their lives, and they was telling young people, minors, to get baptized, really forcing children, bottom line, children, to get baptized. Yup. Back from the 80s. Yup. And that anybody that got baptized in the around that period, they know what I'm talking about. You know, with them circuit assemblies and them district assemblies, they know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, so when you in that kind of environment, and then on top of that, you're not allowed to have friends outside the Jehovah outside the Jehovah Witness, and then the friends, the so-called fake friends that's in it, they only they only your friend when you have those so-called titles, when you baptized and you a pioneer, or you a regular publisher or whatever. But they don't give a damn about your struggles. They don't give a damn about what what you going through in your family life, or what your parents, the things that you experience behind closed doors. Yup, behind closed doors. They don't give a They don't give a damn about the fact that you should know about the facts of life and know about how the survival skills, how to budget your money, how to um uh, housing, how to get your first apartment, your car, first car, stuff like that. None of that was allowed. My parents did not allow me to have no first car. My parents did not allow me to have no scholarships for college. You know, you know. Damn. My mom didn't even tell me about the facts of life about sex and about birth control and stuff like that. I had to read it from her nursing books. So I didn't really have a mom. I didn't have a mother. I mean, she was my mom naturally, but I didn't, she didn't teach me about love and about stuff that I needed to know about my period and stuff like that. I just accidentally just came on. This boom came on in school and boom I was on my period and got some pads. She ain't tell me about my cycle. Didn't tell me about you know how to clean your underwear if you got spots on your drawers and stuff like that. Let's keep it real. Stuff that a mother should tell her daughter because her explanation to my son and to everybody else was that she didn't feel the need that I should know something like that because I was a virgin. Duh, you know, you know. What about um? She ain't believe that I was molested at 4 years old either. But I think it was, to be honest, I think it was uh, 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 um jealousy and just just that she she was raising me. She was abusive to me the way her the way her relationship was with her mom. You know, from what my son was saying, that my grandmother and her couldn't get along, which I kind of knew about it, but I was little, so I didn't understand. I didn't understand everything that was going on, but I kind of saw them getting to disagreement stuff. But I was little. I ain't know all of it, you know, or what was all the details of what was going on, But anyway, yeah, fast forward to what's going on now. It's like, that stuff hurts. It's that stuff hurt. And then my son yesterday, he was sharing with me the foster homes he was in and stuff like that, all out in Westminster, Maryland and stuff. And I was fighting back tears. I was holding it, like they said, holding back the tears. I keep holding on. Man, I was holding them tears in. That shit was hurting, because I was like, okay, and sometimes he be telling me stuff what he experienced and stuff in foster care and stuff like that, and he be talking about the past and all that, and I let him get it out, but then I be thinking to myself, I'm like, why is he telling me this? Is he telling me this to make me feel bad, to make me feel guilty? Is he telling me that, all kind of thoughts be going in my head, but I let him get it out. I let him say get it out. But at the same time, it's it gets me in a depression. it gets me sad and depressed, and I be thinking like, I'm still here in the same apartment and everything, and I be like, damn, I'm like, damn, he that's a nice place. Then like I was asking him yesterday. I was asking my son yesterday. I was like, why didn't they just why didn't they um um why didn't they keep him in that area, you know, in Westminster, Maryland? If it was all that good, if everything was so nice and good there, why didn't they keep him there instead of having him bouncing around? Because every time they move him, he gotta make new friends. He gotta make he gotta do everything all over again. And so he was saying that it was the system. It was the system for it wasn't a foster it wasn't DSS, it wasn't a DSS worker for, and he was breaking it down, explaining it to me. But I was thinking to myself, I said, after I got off the phone with him, I mean, got off the Facebook Messenger thing with my son, and I couldn't sleep. I was so depressed. I could. I was so depressed. And I was wondering why the hell I'm this depressed and stuff and sad, and then it dawned on me. Okay, it's the same it's the same thing with that. It's the same thing with that cult. It's the same thing with the organization. It's the same thing with the Jehovah Witness organization. They say all this bullshit about paradise and say all that bullshit about the new world and then their new light and all that, and all that don't mean a hill of beans when it comes when it comes to the fact that they strip they cause people to lose homes. They cause people to lose houses and things. They cause people to lose their livelihood. You know, just like when my son, just like my son said about the sister, how he was living. He showed me the different homes and stuff that he lived in Westminster, Maryland. Now my parents was middle class um, parents. My mother was a nurse and my father was a sanitation worker for the city and stuff, right? And so it was two incomes in the home and stuff, but we lived in poor homes. We lived we both both west side and east side. We lived in poor homes, poor houses, poor areas, you know. And to see my son in to to live in that kind of nice homes and stuff like that in the system, that just rubbed me, not kind of like made me mad or pissed me off, but it just kind of like like I said, it's like um the slavery time, how the women back in slavery time and the white man would take their babies and they would sell them, and they'll put them they would divide families up and they'll put them somewhere else in another part of this country, and they'll never see them again. But the difference is, in my situation, my children are grown, and I get in contact with I get in contact with my uh, um son. So it's like it's more torture and it's more pain and it's more trauma, because it's like, where's the restitution? That's what see. That's why blacks be talking about reparations. Black people, like, they want reparations for the struggles that black people have been through. It's the same thing with Jehovah's Witnesses. The same shit. The same shit with uh, 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 um with XJWs. I think with the protest that they saying that the different XJWs talking about coming up October 31st, Halloween, be free in 2023 up in DC. That's good and that's wonderful, but there should be some motherfucking reparations, some kind of something, lawyers, class action lawsuit or something for all that, for everything that the XJWs done lost. Now I done seen some kind of um lawsuit on somebody's channel, XJW channel, and they got some money. But I'm thinking, okay, what about here in America? What about here in America for all those that still being shunned, all those that lost scholarships, they done lost opportunities as a youth, and they still struggling, and they still being shunned. They still being shunned. They might be going to another religion, and they might be going to another, you know, they might be had relationships and all that stuff, but but with the witnesses on this, anybody that was raised in that cult, whatever, they should get compensation, financial compensation, because not only did it affect damage the person that got this fellowship, but it damaged their children and their grandchildren and their children, in their marriages, in their relationships, and their health. It damaged their health. I I can't even now to this day I can't even get a job reference. I can't get a job. I can't even get a job. It's hard as hell to get a job reference. It's been like that ever since I was a teenager. Ever since I was inside the cult. Being in the cult, they didn't allow you to get no work. Now, you just imagine they kick you out of the organization and you out there on the street, you homeless on the street, and you don't have no address or nothing like that, and then you get knocked up, and then you still, it's hard to get references because you don't have no friends. You don't have no so-called worldly friends, or you don't have no high school. You can't even use the high school friends, or you can't use the school teachers. You can't use nobody as a reference. So years go by and you in your 40s now. You fight age discrimination. You fight, even when you was in a cult, there was racism inside the cult. Discrimination inside the cult, sexism. you know they treating you like crap as a female inside the organization, and they treating you like crap because of your color, because you're female and you a color in the in the Witness organization. So then when you get in the real world, it's harder. And then time goes by, and you in your 40s, and you in your 50s, and you still in the same kind of mental and emotional state that you was when you was in a cult. when you was a teenager in a cult struggling. I hope what I'm saying making sense. But those, I'm telling you, those that's my age or those that's been baptized during that time period in the 80s and it, from from 85 to 89, they know what they know exactly what I'm talking about. They know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, there should be some kind of uh, 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 case case for those that's been sexually abused inside the cult, like I have, and those that's been disfellowshipped. You know, it should be be a be a financial compensation for both. And it should be financial compensation for both. There shouldn't be no what you call that when you call that but there shouldn't be no legal time frame for that, none whatsoever. I can't remember what the legal term is, but there shouldn't be no time frame. If you've been sexually abused inside that religion, you know, bump the two witness rule. You know, you should be able to testify about it, and you should be able to get some kind of retribution. Seriously, some kind of help. The government should make the organization help you get back on your feet. And they see you you should not have to go to no therapist or no outside therapist for shit that you went through as a child, for sexual abuse that happened in their cult as a child. That's their problem that they caused. They should compensate you for that. You know, that's how I feel about it. You should not have to pay out of your pocket to go to an outside therapist, since they say, oh, that's another thing that used to piss me the fuck off about the organization with them elders. And Baltimore Central Car get the elders. Bob Bell used to bring up, Calvin Bell used to bring up, oh, you going to third, or you still this fellowship based on what happened this in years 30 so years ago, or you still going to therapy? And I'm thinking to myself, motherfucker, you're the reason why I'm having PTSD. You the reason why I'm going to an outside therapist, and you should pay for it. You should pay for my therapy because you knew me when I was a teenager. Ever since I was 12 years old, when we moved from West Side to East Baltimore. So you seen me grow up. So you know. And they quick to say one thing. Don't go to the world. Don't bad associate spoil use for habits and shit like that. Don't don't That's another thing that they used to do. Discourage help, real help. They didn't get me no help when I was molested. They ain't get me no then on top of that, dealing with that, I had to deal with that on my own. I had to deal with that by myself on my own. It's so quick. And I seen my mom would go to therapy. My mom be hospitalized. She would try to kill herself because the paradise wasn't coming. The paradise wasn't coming. And then, she in a loveless marriage. My father wouldn't fuck her. My father ain't had nothing to do with her. And then she every few years she with somebody and she with her childhood friend, back and forth every few years, and then I'm I'm constantly kind of like in the middle. I'm seeing this going on, and I'm going through stages in my life as a born in Jehovah Witness, and as a female, and as a just as a person, as a human being. So yeah, so that should be hopefully. I hope this B3 in 2003 protest. I hope it be successful, but I think that it should be more. There should be some more protests, and there should be some more. It should be some kind of panel, some kind of class action suit panel, because I think that once people get the get the get with everything, get some kind of restitution, then it will help. If people get their respect back, people will get their hope back. People will get the stuff that they need, the stuff that they surviving, the stuff that they. Then it wouldn't matter about the shunning. I mean, you can shun me all you want to. If you pay me, if you want to, you can be treat me like whatever all you want to. If you going to put me in a nice house, or you going to pay for my college tuition, or you going to teach me to drive, or you going to help me get a car. If you going to help me get on my feet. You know, that's like you can talk about me all you want. What racism, the color of my skin, female, all that stuff. That won't mean a hill of beans to me if we we get some kind of compensation for all of everything. Cause I know some things people, whether you reinstated or not, they so brainwashed in their code. You can't change some of them people. They got the new light and all that stuff. When you get reinstated, they not gonna treat you right. I think I said that before. So it ain't gonna matter if they get sued or whatever. The laws change or whatever. They get sued. They gonna still say, "Oh, we don't care what the government say, or what the federal government say, or what the lawsuit say or whatever, we still want to soft shun you, or we still want to treat you like shit. But if they did that, I wouldn't care. Just show me my damn money. Show me the money, or show me, give me back the value of what I should have had. Give me back my life back, of what I should have had before y'all stripped me down, and before you violated me and you strip my whole life down, before I had children, before I had any kids, before I had to go out there in the world and survive the best way that I could. And that's what kind of like irks me. I'm like, damn, my parents are in their 70s. They in their 70s, and there's no apology. There's no, it's like, I'm thinking myself, I'm thinking, are they, are they that brain, what, are they that deep into the organization that um, they don't have no dreams, or they don't think about me, or they don't have no kind of what's feelings about what happened. And it's kind of like with the CPS thing. My children, I ain't gonna lie, I think that they feel the way that I feel towards my parents. They feel that way towards me. You know, it's a quietly kept, quietly kept. They feel like they don't come out and say, "Oh, I hate you." Oh, except for one. I ain't gonna say all of them, but it's one that's like that. Oh, you ain't my mama. Oh, my adopted mother better than you. This and that. You know, it's like nothing. I could tell her what really happened. My son could tell her what really happened, the truth about what happened, and don't nothing satisfy her. You know, but the root of the problem it is they feel the way I feel, like, okay, like, like, where's the compensation at? Even though they done so much better, my kids traveling all over the place, live in better homes, you know. They, but deep down, deep down at the talking to my son, Crowley kept, it's like they feel like, oh, why it couldn't be a normal family? Why couldn't I be a better? Where's the compensation at? Where's the money, and where's the quality of life at? What they feel they feel they all separated, and they all divided up, and they not communicating with each other. They all in different homes. And if I could take a magic wand, do like this right here, like this Princess in the Frog tapestry that I got on this wall. That's another thing. I got my apartment in Disney thing, because that's one of my childhood memories. My mom taking me to Disney World. Took me to Disney World twice, and I got my home decorated in Disney, and it reminded me of the good times. But if I could take a magic wand, and I could fix everything, you know, change everything around and fix it, or do like my son said in his Sims. He could fix it where it's him as a teenager, and and um and all the kids, but my youngest son Christian ain't included because he don't like my son Christian. But he said he could fix it and put it back in the Sims where it's just me, Joshua, Joy, India, and Linda, and it's just us and Joshua's father at the stepfather. I wish I could do that too. Put a magic on and put it back in time and fix it. Fix my parents' heart. Fix my kids. All of it. You know, just, just do a magic one. Just change everything around. You know, but some things you can't do. You know, you can pray and hope and pray and hope and pray. You know, protest. You know, you can say, "Oh, this ain't right," and everything. You know, you can say, "We shall overcome." You know, sing civil rights songs, sue the coat, you know, publish books. You can publish books up to A's, like what I did, you know, publish books, you know, do all kind of stuff, you know, all kind of stuff to be proactive and to try to change things and try to change the world and make try to make things a better better, you know. But anyway, yeah, it is hard. It is hard to 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 still be disfellowship and still be shunned and still be going through the same kind of stuff. You know, I'm still looking for work. You know, I can put the application, put ahead the interview at the this temp agency, had an interview and stuff on March the 1st, and went down there, put my Maryland State ID and my Social Security card and all that. It was all on the computer and everything. And my son's father, Henry, he walked down there with me and stuff, and he calls me today, telling me, "Oh, did you go to the school? Cause there's a school around here that give away food and stuff because I live in a food desert. So the food desert, we ain't got no we don't have no supermarkets around. We don't have no supermarket, no market around here. So there's a school that give away boxes of food from the Maryland food bank. And they give boxes of food and stuff and meats and stuff like that. But I didn't go because it was raining. So he calls me. Henry called me and said, "Oh, did you go?" I said, "No, I ain't go." Then he called me to tell me that he got work from the same temp agency that I told him about, that I referred him to years ago since 2012, and they sends him to work, but they ain't finished with my file. I was like, wait a minute, it don't take that long to check my saliva drug test. It don't take that long for no background check with no references either. I'm like, dang, So I was like, okay. And then he just hung up, hung up on the phone, you know, and it's it's hard. I'm still going to church. I still go to church well, not every Sunday, but I go to church. I still the same church around in the same neighborhood that I kind of grew up. The same. I'm still going to church and stuff like that. It ain't easy. You see, even in the church, you see people doing better than you. Same stuff. It's the same thing. Same kind of thing. Same kind of thing. You in a Jehovah, you in a Jehovah Witness, you struggle. You in a different religion, they got their cliques and stuff in in different religion, and I go early in the morning. I go 7:45 service to avoid the crowd in the 10 o'clock service, you know. But somebody somebody else, they know my struggle. They can see it, and he said, "Oh, Kristen had all them damn kids, and she in there by herself." She in there 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:45 in the morning. You know, no husband, still legally married, but I'm walking in there by myself with no kids, walking in there, you know, and just walking there. I guess by faith, walking there by myself, hoping and praying, just hoping and praying that before something here, before my health get bad or before I die or something, that something change. You know, oh my God, you know, you know, it like, and then another thing. You make these YouTube videos, and that's a struggle. It's like, oh my God, oh my God, you make these videos. The videos for me, it ain't easy. Making a YouTube video for me is not easy, but I do it. I do it because it's like it's therapy for me, and and then God be like putting it in my spirit to do it. I don't like making. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like making no videos because believe it or not, I'm a to myself person because of all this trauma, what I'm telling y'all about. I'm a to myself person, but I do like to have friends and stuff, and I want family. I want family and friends and stuff like that. But I don't like making. I don't like making no videos because of the competition. I don't like that. And my son used to tell me that, said, "Mom, when you make them videos, be yourself. Don't look at the numbers, because as soon as you do that, you'll get discouraged about you get discouraged and stuff." And I'll be like, "Damn, this is hard work. This is work because you know." Let's be real. You gotta be charismatic. You gotta get people's attention. You got the it's certain amount of prerequisites for the video to get monetized. You know, it's a lot to it. It's a lot to it. The quality of the video, the camera. If you got a camera, if you doing it off of your laptop, like what I'm doing, all my videos off my laptop. I don't have a phone. I got a cell phone, but I don't have a good quality cell phone. My phone is a government phone. I got an Assurance wireless phone, so it don't have the features like what I see everybody else doing on YouTube. So it's like I'm working with what I got. I'm using what I got. And I'm just praying that it's successful, and I'm doing the best I can with what I have. So it's like all that, all that build, all that build up, all that over top of being shunned, not having family, you know, not being legally married, not having a decent husband, you know, um, what else? God, what else? Oh, let's keep it real. Not being sexually active. My God, I ain't been sexually active in God knows how long. So being lonely, that's another thing. You know, not dating. I'm not dating because I'm separated. I'm praying that I get a divorce. You know, that, and then I'm still living in the same home. Then I'm in the same area. Then I don't have a car, so that limits a lot. You know, not working nowhere, trying to find employment on limited income. It's back to 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 back stuff. And all that boiled down to it, life would be so much easier if I had my parents, somebody to talk to, people, family. It, it ain't nobody on this planet that like to that like knowing that their parents is alive and they don't you can't talk to them, you can't call them, they can't call you, you can't call them. And my daughter Joy we kind of got into it about that because she wanted me to go to a event. My daughter wanted to go to an event, and we got into it. And all I kept saying was, "Mom, my mom keeps saying only contact her during the emergencies, and that's what the coach teach my mom to do." And my daughter said, "Well, you doing this what they telling you you doing just what they tell you to do." No, I'm not. And then I'm hearing it from my son that my mom talked to him all of the frequent, you know. And I don't have $4.60. I don't have that kind of money to spend to go on no subway to go to Baltimore Central Congregation, you know, to go there to just sit next to my father and have them treat me like I'm dead, and I go there just to sit there and listen to a born ass watchtower study or a public talk and sit there for 2 motherfucking hours, and then ride me home. You know, I ain't got that kind of money. That that $4 and some cent, that shit adds up. That's another thing that the reinstatement and all that stuff it really causes you finan it just like CPS, what we went through with fighting to get the kids through the courts and paying, getting on. I had to get on back then I had mobility, MTA mobility, and I would use the taxi access card, but I was that was coming out of my pocket, out of my SSI check, and 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 it was hard for me to even get work because back then I had to deal with having to go in and out of court, going in going in and out of court, and you had to show the job. You should show the job that the summons, the court summons. So that would block you from getting certain jobs and stuff like that. For attendance and stuff like that. So it's the same thing. I don't know why I keep comparing this CPS with the, but to me it's similar. It is similar. You know, for that something for that's almost $5 a pop to go to the Kingdom Home. You know, $5 a pop to do that. You gotta go through a lot. You gotta go through a lot of humiliation. All that for them to ignore you. All that for them to treat you like you did. All that to treat you like you never existed. And that's even harder when you know that you were never loved. You born into a cult and you were never loved by your parents from the beginning. I can relate to that. I can relate to that. I can relate to that. But I had kids by men that I didn't love, and men that was abusive to me, and I had my children because I didn't want to have an abortion. I had my daughter, the daughter, because I had my daughter, and I didn't have no abortion. People gotta stop judging people based on what they think they know, because you don't know the struggle of you don't know what the struggle was of that parent or that person to to keep that baby. And even if you do know, what you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with the knowledge that you think you know about? That stuff ain't easy. I'm telling you, it is not easy. And all that should go in the lawsuit too. All the money that you spend while you being shunned, you going to these goddamn kingdom halls and stuff, and they you should write on the law. It's with so and so amount of money for this time or this so and so date that you went to the kingdom hall and you spend so and so amount of gas money or bus fare money, cause some tell me that them elders they'll pass it off like you never went to no kingdom hall to get reinstated, or you never went you never went there to be ostracized. They'll play them they'll play them motherfucking games. I remember one time when my babies was little, the baby, and was crying and stuff, and one the elders made me take my child outside in the rain. So them stories that I be hearing, the extra JW videos where they said that this girl said that they made her sleep on the sit on the floor, and they made her do some crazy shit. I believe it, cause they did that to me. They did me the same way. And it should be some kind. I'm telling you, should be some kind of conversation. Just like when you worked at, I said this before on my channel for like them years that you devout that you was a pioneer, whatever. That's like like on a job. When you get promoted on a job, you get paid, you get a raise, right? You get a raise. So it should be okay. What did you do as a pioneer? You basically selling magazines, or you whatever. What's the same equivalent if you was in the world? What's the price of, what's the pay rate of what the world would pay you for your services or what you did? That's like, okay, how can I say? That's like, okay, person say, okay, a person that's a housewife or they a maker, and they ain't work nowhere outside. They ain't work nowhere, but they are cook. They they cook meals in the house. They send the kids to school. They organize. They the accountant. They budget. They do this and this and this and that. They do. They sew clothes for the kids. They do this and 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 that. Those are skills. That's skills. Those are skills. Those are money. Those are money makeable skills that you have. It's the same thing for your witness code. Same the same thing. They shall compensate you for dumb years. I don't care if they disfellowship you or not after. They shall compensate you for those years that you was a faithful pioneer, or whatever the fuck they want to call it. Same thing. If you was working in a church, whatever, you know, they shall pay you that money, the value of those skills, the value of that, of what you should be, the the cost of that, the value. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. I hope what I'm saying making sense. But I know this a long ass Jehovah Witness, XJW Jehovah Witness video, but I gotta get this shit out. I gotta say it. I gotta get it out. I gotta tell this thing. I gotta tell it because it is so unjust, and it's so painful, and it's so wrong. It is so wrong. And it's got to be other people going through the same shit that I am, because I know I can't be by myself. I can't be by myself. So in going through this, I had a spiritual mother named Yvonne, right? That she was wrongfully, she wrongfully, she was talking to me about this for years. What happened to her on a job, and um, what happened to her, and it caused her to get sick. It caused her to get sick, and I may not be saying the testimony right, because it's been years since my spiritual mother passed, but I remember her saying uh, uh, how they did her on the job. It and everybody else kept telling her, "Oh, get over it," you know, stop talking about it, you know, you bitter, just let it go, you know, why you still, why you still upset about it, why you don't, just live your life, you know, why you They kept telling her, making her feel like she was crazy because years went by and she was still trauma. She was still trauma. She was still in the church. She would help others all the time, helping people, helping her family members, helping everybody all the time, giving stuff to people all the time, mentoring other people, doing new life classes and stuff like that. But she never got the she never got the justice. She never got the compensation. She never got no. She never got the. She died without getting justice. She died without getting what she deserved back. You know, and it's the same, the same feeling. And what make it hurt so bad is it's the same punishment. That that stuff they talk about shunning. Oh, we don't shun. I'm seeing that video with the lawyer, the Watchtower lawyer talking about, oh, we don't shun. Oh, we this and that. That's a bunch of lies. Yes, they still shun. Yes, they still discriminate. Yes, they still lie. And then with this the new news about Tony Morris, the thing with Tony Morris, and they put the announcement on the what's called J J JW dot org website, little paragraph, little teeny. I can't even say it was a paragraph. It was just a few. This it was like a few sentences. And I looked up and again, and the thing was gone. And everybody talking about it. All the XDW talking about that. Because Tony Morris was the hardest one on the hardest one on the apostates, the hardest one. And then he drank it with his drunk ass. You know. So is he being disfellowship, or is he going to come on outside? And or, or is he going to write a book like this book? I got this book, Raymond Francis book. This Raymond Francis, former former member of the governing body of Jehovah Witness. You know. So what? Tony Morris gonna do? Is he gonna come out with a book? I mean, that's fine and dandy, but it'd be even more powerful is if he turned around and he helped be a part of the lawsuit, and for is compensating us, because I'm sure he know the ins and outs of what's been going on behind the scenes, as far as where the money is going and what's all the in and out, like the Wizard of Oz. You know, the curtain that came off. Yeah, there's there's too many of us out there that still disfellowship. You know, I see a lot of XJWs out there, but what about those that still being shunned and still disfellowship and still being hurt and still being mistreated, and they still don't have no justice? What about those of us like that? Let me get off of here. Before I sound like I'm bitter, or before I sound like I'm something that I don't mean to be sounding. But yeah, this there silver. My father gave me this. The song book. Now I don't know if they still use this in the Kingdom Hall, because the last time I went to the Kingdom Hall, I went there to give my father some food, and his friend is elder, his friend's wife had passed, and I just went there. I didn't bring no books with me, but this their song book, and this their Bible. My father, he got me a large print Bible. This their Bible, you know. But I mean, even with that, they got their own Bible, their own brainwash songs, you know. And you can't sing about the Holy Ghost. You can't sing about Jesus. You can't sing no gospel songs. I know when I went last time I went to the Kingdom Hearts, I sat in the bathroom. They have a part in the in the women's bathroom for I guess a nursing part, whatever. I sat in there, and they had an intercom in there, and I had my earphones on. I was listening to my pastor preaching. I was listening to him, because I couldn't take. I was going in the back. I was like, I was going in because I couldn't take it listening to the public talk. So I went in the women's bathroom to try to get away from that, to go inside, because I didn't want to go in the back room. That's another thing that they do. They look at you, see if you repent, and see if you crying, see if you gonna sit in the back school room, if you gonna sit in the back. But I guess cause I my was there with my father, and I said, "Is brother Sweeney here?" And the man said he right there, and I sat right next to him. But I couldn't take that shit. I went in the bathroom. And then as soon as some more women came in there, I left out of there. Then I sat next to my father. It was torture. It was torture. I would just did this to give my father that daggone food. But my father could have came by my house and picked the food up. But I just I did that because he had lost, he lost a friend, like a friend of family, and our childhood friend of mine. But both need to tell their testimony. The the more you hold it in, there's some things you can't tell no therapist, because I went through that shit too. You tell them therapists and they think you crazy. They really think you making that shit up. You know, like you making them stories up, which is in my medical records. You tell them that this and so happened, then you get a copy of your medical records and they put in there, this ain't real, they put their subjective opinions about what they think really happened to you, which which make you feel like what's the point in really going? You can't even trust that. You gotta tell you gotta tell somebody. You gotta tell. Thank God for YouTube, making YouTube. Yeah, I don't like doing it. I don't like making no YouTube, but thank God that they all XJW community and they all people making videos because it's a matter of life or death. It really is. It's a matter of survival and it's a matter of life or death. That shit can kill you. The trauma and the stress and the overwhelming, just everything. And not having no family, not having no social network, no outlet, nobody to relate to, nobody that really going through the same thing that you going through, the same exact same stuff. Let me get off of here. I thought I'd share that with y'all. I don't know what's the like, share, subscribe. I say it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna put this video on no what you call it listed. I ain't make this one unlisted. There's a couple of videos on my channel. I unlisted it. You know, there was some good videos too. But this one, I'm not unlisting this one. It should be some kind of for people that's this fellowship now. It's different dynamics. It different demographic. People people that's been this fellowship for years, like me, and people that's this fellowship now. It should be a support group for that. And they actually witnesses. They keep making it seem like everything a bed of roses. I wish y'all stop that shit. It's not a bed of roses. It's like an insult. That's adding salt to injury. No, it's not a bed of roses. Good for y'all that y'all made it through. But what about us that's still struggling through that shit? I'm happy for y'all that y'all made it through, that y'all had the resources and all that. And y'all support y'all getting putting y'all videos out there and all that. But for the ones of us that's not, that haven't, and they still We still being ostracized. We still for no reason at all. It's like clicks. It's like clicks inside YouTube. It's just like the organization. Y'all ain't no different than the organization. We all of us been through the whole. All of us been through some kind of mess with Jehovah Witness. All of us been through some kind of mess. But it look like it's different levels. Y'all try to make it seem like it's different, different levels to it. Like it's like y'all better than the ones better than the ones that still disfellowship. I'm gonna keep that shit real. No, y'all not. No, y'all not. Just cause I done got off the plantation, master. Oh, I'm free. That remind me of 12 years a slave. That guy was a free man in Solomon of Norfolk, and they kidnapped him, and he was a slave for 12 years, and then he got freed again, but he went back and he he helped the people. If anybody want to see you know what Virgin I like, the one with Avery Brooks one movie. He went he went back and he helped anti-slave. Unfortunately, all these XJW videos I keep saying, I don't see nothing on y'all videos of y'all actually doing anything to help us, to help the ones that's in the punishment, that's being they XJWs, but they being shunned, they being persecuted, they being disfellowshipped. They don't have cars, houses. They don't have the resources. They don't have the wherewithal like you do, and they need help. It's like, hey, I got mine. You got yours to get attitude from what I see on these videos. I ain't gonna lie. I enjoy them. I watch them. I watch them, but sometimes it pisses me the fuck off because it's like, hey, that's a sensitive topic. Being 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 an XJW is not a badge of honor. Being an XJW is something. That's a sensitive a stage in your life. It's sensitive. It's serious. That's serious business. That's not something to take lightly. It is serious. That's worse than being raped. It's worse than being molested. It's worse than anything you can imagine. They make these videos like it's popcorn. It's popping up every time you turn around. It's popping up. That's why I don't like making no videos, no XJW videos, because my story is it just as real as everybody else's. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. But hey, if it if if it strike a nerve, I hope it does. And then people will talk about me whatever good. Maybe it'll motivate some of y'all people that got these channels and stuff to do some real activism, to really to do some real shit. Let me get off of here. Like, share, and subscribe. You see my Disney thing, my Disney thing. Yup. It's gotta be lawyers out there. It's gotta be some resources out there. Some real, some people out there that ain't just making making these videos for profit and stuff, like making these XJW videos for profit and stuff, and they got thousands of viewers and subscribers and stuff, and they making profit off of our pain. That's how I really look at it. They making it's like they making a mockery. They making a mockery uh out of out of our pain. Ain't no other way of saying this shit. Ain't no other way of saying it. If you ain't for real about, if you not for real about uh, 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 um real about XJ about XJW whatever, then there ain't no sense in you being on no YouTube. That ain't nothing but a fraud. You a fraud. That's exactly what it is. It's a fraud. It ain't real. And you not you your whole motives ain't right. Y'all not gonna see me make no XJW video again in a while. After this one, it's gonna be because, like I said, I don't like making them. It's gonna be a while, but I had to get I had to get all this out, all of it, because it's too much. It's too much to bear. It really is. It is too much. It's too much of a burden to bear. And yet, yes, I'm a prayerful woman, and I'm a woman of faith, but it ain't fair. I shouldn't carry this cross. No, I shouldn't bear this all by myself. It's enough of y'all out there, real, real XJWs. That's this fellowship now. It's enough of y'all out there. We need to get busy. and really support each other. That reminds me of Acts chapter 2, where they put everything all together in one pot and nobody went without. They shared everything in common. And just like, people with the tithing and stuff, the false teaching of tithing with these preachers and stuff, robbing, manipulating Malachi chapter 3, twisting the Bible scriptures to make money. But I think if there was enough people, enough disfellowship people that's out there get together and they put their resources together, put their talents and their resources. Like I might not have this and that, but you might have a car, or you might have certain resources that can help the person to get on their feet or to sue. It don't make no sense. All these XJW videos that keep popping up. Let me get off of here. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna really get off of here for good. God bless y'all. Y'all pray for me.